Heyo, what's up guys, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be talking about the elemental Drake buffs. So in today's video I am basically going to be giving my opinion on what's the strongest and the weakest elemental Drake buff and basically ranking them, and then we're going to be looking into the souls as well and be listing those. So I'm basically going to give you like a priority list of what's the strongest to the weakest Drake. I'll basically inform you guys about what the Drake actually does. So, Infernal Drake buff gives 5, 10, 15, 20% attack damage and ability power. So for each Drake, you get 5% more AD and 5% more AP, which is lower than the previous one, which was apparently 10, 17, 24, but I was pretty sure it's just 8% damage. So it went from 8% to 5%, so it got nerfed. Then you have the Mountain Drake, which now, instead of giving 2 damage to objectives, now gives you 8% bonus armor and magic resist per Drake. So 8, 16, 24, 32%. Then we have the Ocean Drake, which now heals for 5% of your missing health. Wait, what? 5% missing health regen per 5 seconds mana. So this is like from your maximum HP. So 5%, which is also in combat. Then we have the Cloud Drake, which used to give bonus movement speed, which now gives you 10% cooldown reduction. So 10, 20, 30, and 40% cooldown reduction. And it even ignores the cap, which means that you can extend the 40% cooldown reduction, so you can get up to 80. And if you play with Inspiration, you can actually get up to 85% cooldown reduction if you get 4 Drakes and 45% cooldown reduction from items. So these are basically the buffs, and I am basically going to be giving my opinion on which Drakes are now the strongest. So overall, I would say that Mountain is overall the strongest in most team comps, because defensive stats are always stronger than offensive stats, which basically means that armor and magic resist is always better than AP and AD. And the way that you should look at it is that armor and magic resist counters AD and AP, and not the other way around. And then you have, for countering armor and magic resist, you have armor pen and magic pen. So yeah, that's basically like how you should look at like the stats themselves. The Mountain Drake, I would say overall is the strongest Drake buff at the moment. As number 2, I would say that Ocean is the second strongest, simply because that it gives a huge amount of healing, but it also gives you healing in combat, which basically means that it's pretty much like having a pretty big health pot running all the time when you're fighting. So I'd rank that as number 3. And then Infernal and Cloud is a bit more situational. Infernal is always good if you have a lot of damage. I'll say that Cloud is number 3 overall, because a lot of champions are really relying on their ulti, and a lot of team fights rely on 1 or 2 ultis for like main source of engage or main source of like carry potential for the fight. So I'd list Cloud as number 3, and then I'd list Infernal as the weakest one now. Overall, I'll say that all the Drakes are really strong, and if you can get a Drake, I would always go for Drake, and I'll almost trade a Drake for anything else on the map right now, simply because they're so strong. So, Mountain, strongest one. Ocean, second strongest. Cloud, third strongest. And Infernal, the weakest. Like, overall. Like, in most team comp scenarios, it will be like this. But in other team fight scenarios or team comp scenarios, it might look a bit different. But overall, this is how that I would list the different buffs. Then we are coming to the souls. So, the souls is when you collect a total amount of 4 Drakes. Doesn't have to be the same Drake, just 4 of the same, or just 4 Drakes, and you'll get the buff. So basically how the system works right now is that the first 2 Drakes are just completely normal, but the third Drake is the only, like as soon as you get to the third Drake, it's only gonna be that Drake. So let me give you guys an example. So if the first Drake is an Infernal Drake, then the next one cannot be Infernal, so it can be only be either Mountain, Ocean, or Cloud. So let's say it's gonna be a Mountain second. Then the third one cannot be Infernal or Mountain, it can only be Ocean Drake or Cloud Drake. And as soon as the third Drake spawns, so let's say the third one is Ocean, then the next drakes will only be ocean drakes until a total amount of 4 drakes has been killed for the same team, and then elder drake will be spawning from then. So that's pretty much how the system works. So Infernal Soul, every 3 seconds your next damaging attack or ability on an enemy unit triggers a small explosion dealing 90 plus 0.25 bonus attack damage plus 0.15 AP plus 0.03 bonus health damage to the target and nearby enemies. So it's like a small AoE ability, or like extra attack basically. Now we have Mountain Soul. After not taking damage for 5 seconds, gain a shield for 225 plus 0.2 bonus attack damage plus 0.15 AP plus 0.15 bonus health. So you basically get a shield when you are out of combat. Dealing damage to enemies heals you for 180 plus 0.4 bonus attack damage plus 0.25 AP plus 0.1 bonus health, and restores 90 HP plus, or restores 90 mana plus 0.04 of your maximum mana over 3 seconds. And damage to minions and monsters regens with 30% effectiveness. This is like pretty much like whatever. Then we have Cloud Soul. Passively gain 10% increased movement speed. After casting ultimate, gain an additional 30% movement speed for 3 seconds with a 30-second cooldown. So these are all the souls. So for the souls, I would say that Ocean, by far the strongest one. The Ocean Drake or the Ocean Soul is extremely obnoxious. The amount of healing that you get is insane. So Ocean Soul, definitely number 1. Number 2 could be argued to be Mountain, simply for the shield. The shield is decent, but it's not that big. I wouldn't say that it's overpowered. I would actually say that it's pretty decent. Same for the Cloud Soul. Doesn't seem too broken, but some champions benefit more from it than other ones. Now we have Infernal Soul, which gives a tiny bit of extra damage. Nothing too crazy, but still a nice little extra touch to the game. I would overall say that Mountain is probably number 2 here, simply because that the shield here is bigger than the damage that you get from Infernal Soul, so you just get like a bigger shield than the damage that you actually get from Infernal Soul. So Ocean Soul is number 1, Mountain Soul is number 2. Infernal Soul and Cloud Soul, I mean, it kind of depends. Cloud Soul will help you like rotate faster around the map, and Infernal Soul will just help you like one-shotting people. But I would overall say that maybe Cloud Drake again, or Cloud Soul, sorry, is number 3. And then again, Infernal is just overall the weakest, both Drake and Soul in the game right now. Yeah, just to summarize, Ocean Soul number 1, Mountain Soul number 2, Cloud Soul number 3, and Infernal Soul as the weakest Drake Soul. So yeah, this is pretty much like my priority list for Drakes. Of course, these Drakes can be differently rated depending on what team comp you have. If you have a very specific team comp, one Drake might be stronger than the other one. But overall, for most team comps in most scenarios, in most of your games, this is how I think that the Drakes are in terms of strength. And same goes for the souls, like how strong they basically are. So yeah, that's pretty much today's video. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or if you want to disagree, then let me know in the comment section below. Or if you want me to elaborate why I listed the Drakes as I did, just let me know in the comment section down below. Or check out my stream over at Twitch, over at twitch.tv/Kami_Kha'Zix. You just ask the question whenever I'm live over there in the chat, and I will respond to it as soon as I see your message. Yeah, if you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like. And if you don't want to miss out on the next video, might as well go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It's free, so free content, that's poggers. Just go ahead and do it. It will help me out as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys either in the next YouTube video or on my next live stream over at Twitch. See you guys.